Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Lambo and PtitDrogo on Dusk Towers. In the top side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is PtitDrogo, representing my insanity. And in the bottom side of the map, we have the purple Zerg player. It is Lambo, representing Invasion Esports. So right here at PVZ, my favorite matchup on one of my favorite maps, Dusk Towers has a lot of fun potential in it. I'd have to say some pretty easy, four bases you can take here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to deal with the harassment on the high ground on this potential third base, or fourth base rather. But this one is more far away. You have to make a decision there. There's some gold bases protected by rocks that we've seen really swing games in the past. We have a nice little death attack path from this place to this place where a lot of stuff tends to happen. And then sneaky ninja bases people can take all over the place too. So we will see how this goes for our players today. Looks like a hatch first from Lambo. Is that a Nexus first from PtitDrogo? It is! We've seen this before from PtitDrogo. Going for this Nexus first play against Zerg, recognizing, you know what? They're going to go for hatch first. I might as well go for Nexus first. I don't need units. I don't need a wall right away. Nobody's going to like 6 pool me or 14 pool me or whatever it is these days. Oh, and a third hatch before pool from Lambo. So he goes one up on PtitDrogo, saying, I know what PtitDrogo likes to do. He likes to go Nexus first, which means he's not going to have anything to attack me for a while. So he goes 3 hatch, which I really think is the proper response. If your Zerg opponent goes Nexus first, go 3 hatch. Bam, bam, bam. Then go for your extractor, go for your spawning pool. You can afford to be super greedy in this position because guess what? All that's here is a drone. A drone cannot kill you unless PtitDrogo goes directly for a forge at this point and tries to cannon you out. Nothing can really harm you to this point. So feel good about that. Feel safe in your knowledge, Zerg players, that you're going to be fine with the 3 hatch before anything else build. And then just kind of wait for what the first wave is here from PtitDrogo if you end up playing against him, I guess. Cybernetics core on the way. And these 2 hatches are going to pop sometime soon. Nope, that one just did for a Lambo, and this one is very close as well. Might actually, man, if I was Lambo, I might throw down, or PtitDrogo rather, I might throw down a pylon here because Lambo does not know that there is not a forge back home. For PtitDrogo, has no idea that is the case. So throwing down a pylon basically says, hey, these could be cannons. Get out some lings as fast as you can and try to kill this, or pull some drones off the line and try to kill it too. But no, PtitDrogo was not interested in doing those mind games today, so he's going to head back on home. Overlord with a nice little scout. Going to see the chrono boost on the Adept, and the warp gate research not being chrono boost, which is a bit of a tell as well from PtitDrogo, not planning on being aggressive anytime soon. And there's the Stargate. That's the thing the Overlord needs to scout, because he doesn't know what's coming out of that gateway. He thinks it could be a stalker, which is going to kill him. But man, get up there. You need to scout this thing. Lambo, head north. Head north, my son. Go see if you can see that Stargate. It's well placed by PtitDrogo. It's hard to get to from Overlords. From that left side, it's a really long way there. You know, right up the middle is a long way too. Along this backside, a lot of distance. And here comes the Adept. Going to try to get some work done. Are there any lings for Lambo at this point? No. 2. Okay, I'm a liar. There are 2. There are 2 lings here. They don't have speed though, so these Adepts should be able to kill them fairly quickly indeed. The Adept trying to come up this ramp, and the Queen's going to get some stabs off on it. Goes immediately after that ling, does manage to 2-shot it, and then back on out. So got a single kill, did actually scout the presence of a third base, which he already knew. I guess he didn't know if it was finished. Lambo could have canceled that if he wanted to, but he did not. And there's a third Nexus. PtitDrogo going for, wow, so Nexus into Gateway, into Cybernetics Core, into Stargate, into Nexus at this point. I'm guessing the Adept was there to see exactly what forces Lambo had, and he didn't have anything. Like, no lings came out to kill him, no roaches came out to kill him either. PtitDrogo feels very safe in taking this third base. And how's he doing on that income as well? 33 to 41 workers, PtitDrogo in the lead on that worker count extraordinarily well. The Phoenix has revealed itself to the Overlord. So Lambo knows there are Phoenix out in the field, and they are real. That's not a hallucinated one at all. So eventually the Phoenix takes it down. Here comes a big ling swell, though. Big speed ling swell. Overlord now scouting on in. Going to see a forge. Yep, going to go ahead and scout at that forge. Here come the lings. Going to try to cancel this. Photon overcharge is coming up. There are 2 Adepts in well-placed locations here at the same time. But the Pylon and the Adepts are going to die eventually. Both Pylons gone. Adepts getting surrounded by speedlings is their worst possible nightmare. There's a single zealot, but too many lings here as well. This base is going to fall. There are just too many lings. PtitDrogo got a little bit too greedy. Lambo switched on the ling factory. Got those lings up and got to cancel on that third base. Now here comes some Phoenix trying to get some revenge. Are there any Spore Crawlers at all? There's 1 on the way here and 1 on the way here. This base does not have one though. Oh, it does. I'm a giant liar. All right, so here come the Phoenix sneaking on in, trying to kill Overlords, which I think Lambo can live with to this point. He absolutely can. He doesn't want to try to go up this ramp, which I feel like go for it, dude. And maybe he is. I mean, I don't know. You don't want to throw those lings away, but there's not necessarily enough there to actually cause him to throw it away, I don't think. Stabbing away with the Spore Crawler and the Queen enough to force these Phoenix back, but a few workers have died to this point. Three workers killed by PtitDrogo. Lambo has not killed a single worker yet. That's surprising. That I did not expect at all. So the lings being super annoying. Phoenix flying around, trying to find stuff to kill. Killing workers on gas is always a nice pastime for those guys. Seeing the evolution chamber there too. Yep, exactly. Going after the ones on the gas. Queen stabbing away. Spore Crawler getting some shots off there too. Moving the weakened one away. Actually getting a little bit too close, I'd say. Yeah, the Phoenix are being annoying, but I don't know if it's enough to actually take Lambo down. This 3-base to 2-base economy really going to help Lambo to this point. Being able to mine off this, yes, he has to replace some workers from time to time. He has lost 4 total, which seems like a lot lower than I would expect. A lot of Overlords have died, though, requiring Lambo to replace those with minerals. Hydralisk Den and Infestation Pit coming up here with +1 attack on the way for Lambo. And can these lings get another cancel up here? I mean, I'm going to say yes. Yes, I believe they can. 2 robotics facility on the front line too, and sentries. Now that's going to help a lot. Having these force fields is super useful. Can the lings actually force a cancel on this base again? Going for the Nexus and then backing out. Double photon overcharge a little bit too much. The Phoenix still flying around, actually managing to kill that Queen straight a little bit too far away from the Spore Crawler. And the Queen ends up dead. More and more drones being killed here, especially the ones on the gas. Exactly what PtitDrogo is going for here. Getting a surround, and yes, an excellent surround here. I'm not sure if this is enough lings to actually do this, but they're going to try to go for it anyway, and they do kill all the Adepts. They kill the sentries, and one last Adept remaining. Yes, Zealots warp in enough to chase those guys away, but that was a lot of gas that just went down there for PtitDrogo. He lost a couple sentries, a few Adepts there too. All that's left are some Zealots, which aren't great in the mid-game for Protoss against Zerg. Lambo taking a 4th base now to this point. 102 to 97 total supply. PtitDrogo is still ahead. He still has workers able to saturate that 3rd base. He's been making them in preparation for this event. Another Queen dies. Lambo, get some Corruptors. Use your Infestors or something. This is so frustrating to watch these Phoenix be so excellent throughout the game. We've been playing very well elsewhere and otherwise, but just happily mining on in to this point. He doesn't really have anything to take down those Phoenix, but the Phoenix can't necessarily win the game for PtitDrogo either. Replacement Queens are on the way, but that's going to actually slow down the economy of Lambo quite a bit. Galil Reconstitution on the way. Missile attacks, level 1 being researched. +2 ground weapons and charge on the way for our Protoss friend. Double robotics facility means double immortal, which means if Lambo's going Roach heavy here, he could be in for a lot of trouble, as Immortals do that extra damage versus Roaches. 55 damage versus Armored, as Roaches and Ultralisks are. And Lurkers, actually, from the Zerg army. Sneaking on down, are the Phoenix, where do they want to harass is the question. Have they harassed here yet? Not really. But now killing more and more of these drones. That drone counts 16 workers killed by those Phoenix. The Hydras try to get there, but they can't fly. And as a result, they're kind of stuck at home. Small group here, possibly a small group here too. And Festers a little bit out on their own. Dangerous look for Lambo. Templar Archives just about to wrap up for PtitDrogo. Galil Reconstitution, like I said, just finishing now. And Roaches on the way. So it's a Roach, Hydra, and Fester combination here. A bunch of drones dying at that 4th base. This Phoenix ball looks big. It looks really big, but 147 total supply. PtitDrogo is continuing with the Roach production, or with the Immortal production, and getting Archons out of his Templar here. Not using Storm, using Archons instead, which seems just fine. Any upgrades on these guys? +1 missile attack has completed, so that's pretty good. Infestors here with enough energy for a fungal each. Or, you know, a few infested Terrans, I suppose. Trying to split on up. Go here for the attack. I don't know if this is going to work out for him, though. It looks like PtitDrogo is quite ready with the Photon Overcharge, with the Templar, with Storm available. Wait, I'm a liar. Is there Storm available here? No feedback. Oh, did manage to feedback one of the Infestors. Nicely done. And here he is, moving right on up to the north. Can he get through? Zealots on the front line. Guardian Shield tapping up left on the left. PtitDrogo and pulling back a little bit here away from the Photon Overcharge, just standing right on in. Are there enough Hydras and Roaches to break through? It looks like there might be. They get the Mothership Core. Immortals on the ground dying here too. The Phoenix getting sniped down by the Hydras on the low ground. They're trying to lift up and save what they can. They're actually doing enough. I think here the Phoenix are dying, but they're actually whittling down this group just enough to make this thing happen. There are a bunch of Hydras on the ground. Hydras against Immortals are actually pretty good for the Zerg player. This Infestor needs to go back home, though. It's time to get out You don't have any energy left at all. 120 to 111 total supply. Roach is getting moved on in, trying to attack here, or trying to hold on. But this Immortal Zealot combination, pretty darn good. Especially with the speed, especially with the charge upgrade. Going to chase these guys all the way back home. More Zealots getting mixed on in. Now standing on in should be enough to actually hold them off. Nope, actually, nope. Just for temporarily holding on in there. That's all we're going to do. This fourth base still is not saturated for Lambo. It is 59 to 69 workers. PtitDrogo looking pretty darn good to this point. Ling's going to harass from the high ground with their melee attack, although probably not. Pathogen Glands coming up for Lambo. He wants to get more Infestors on the way, wants them to have more energy when they pop. Phoenix flying around, and still no static defense there on that base. I don't know why Lambo is so insistent on not getting Spore Crawlers here, because he's lost so many drones at that particular location. 19 workers killed, most of those by Phoenix. A Ling run by tries to get in here and kill some probes. They killed 2, which is fine, but then we're completely cleaned up by PtitDrogo's army to that point. Roach, Hydra, Lambo seems kind of stuck on this composition. He does have that +1 melee attack, +2 attack on the way, but that's +3 on the way for PtitDrogo. Not looking good for our Zerg player here. PtitDrogo really showing why he's one of the better Protoss players on Earth right now. Archon's in the front, a very heavy Zealot composition. Haven't seen much of this in Legacy of the Void, but if anybody can make it work, it is this French guy. So it's basically an Immortal Zealot Archon composition against Roach Hydra, and I would say Roach Hydra should be able to melt this pretty darn easy. Especially with good splits like this. 164 to 191 total supply. Lambo is maxed out. Can PtitDrogo drop this thing? He's going to try, I guess. Worker count still 59 to 68. PtitDrogo up about 10 or so. What are we killing here? And going for it. Here's PtitDrogo. No, a fungal catches everybody. Another fungal. Yes, another fungal. Chain fungling these units. The Archons explode immediately. All of these Zealots die. Perhaps this is why we don't see as many Zealots in Legacy of the Void. Here comes the push. Maxed out Lambo against 164 supply. PtitDrogo. Is there enough a time warp to slow the advance of Lambo? And going for it. Is he going to stand on in? No, PtitDrogo does not want to make a stand anywhere at this point. Now he is. The Zealots coming in first here. Enough Infestors on the back to fungal some things. They're not actually trying to do so. Archons from the top side doing fairly well here, but the Hydras, man, the Hydras do so well against both of these units, both Immortals and Archons. 151 to 106 total supply. More Hydras, more Roaches in production here for Lambo. And the Immortal count is down to 2. Archon count down to 1. Infested Terrans being tossed on out to try to deal with that Warp Prism. Warp Prism gets out of there immediately. Pretty good micro on display here from Lambo too. But Zealots, man, getting warped on in. Warp Prism gets taken down. Cannon, no match at all to these +2 Hydralisks and Roaches. This base is under complete assault. PtitDrogo is going to lose this thing. Infested Terrans trying to be thrown down on the top there. They do manage to actually do some damage and kill. Wow, they actually managed to kill a Zealot. Well done, Infested Terrans. You guys are so bad most of the time, but hey, there's the feedback on one of the Infestors. Both of them are dead. All that's left is just a small group of Hydras here, but I think Lambo might have the train that he needs, as he has a lot of reinforcements continually coming up from his side of the map, chasing everybody down. Most of the army is getting warped in here. Are these Zealots? Again, more Zealots for PtitDrogo. Immortal focus down. Zealots 2 getting melted away by these +2 Hydras. They're taking a few Hydras with them, which is exactly what they need to do. Immortal count currently down to 1. Still just a small group of Hydras, but a few Roaches helping as well. There goes the last Immortal. Pylons getting sniped right on down. 145 to 82 total supply. Can PtitDrogo hold on? This is just a ragtag group of Hydras and Roaches. A full evacuation of probes. They're trying to run away. Run, probes, run. Get out of there. These guys really mean business. And they're trying to kill you. This Nexus is definitely going to fall. Nothing can really save it at all unless these Archons show up in the next 4.5 seconds and take it down. Nope. Nope, couldn't quite get there. It took him 2.5 seconds instead. That ends up falling. 3 base to 4 base right now. Lambo, again, not really on that many workers on this 4th. Well, big transfer. 59 to 57 takes the lead in that worker count. PtitDrogo goes ahead and replants the Nexus. He's a very, very smart Protoss player. He knows how to do this. But right now, army supply is 102 to 30 in favor of Lambo. Yikes. Workers killed 19 to 13. PtitDrogo in the lead there. Units killed 224 to 152, as we expect to see in a Protoss versus Zerg fight. So, 14 minutes into this game. Hydras, +2 attack, no Carapace at all. Roaches, same story. Infestor with enough energy for a single fungal. As seen, can move while burrowed. Does not have burrow, so that's not going to happen. Sneaking up here again, Roach, Hydra. No Ravagers. This is a surprisingly very Heart of the Swarm style game. Actually, Mothership Core at the front. Oh, don't do that, Mothership Core. Okay. All right, so Lambo would rather go for positioning than try to snipe down that Mothership Core. I would have gone for the Mothership Core just so there's no photon overcharges available, as that's so very annoying. Goodbye, Probe. And there we go. Immortal count, Archon count looking fairly scary once again for PtitDrogo. He is not going to go gently into that. Good night. And moving up are the Infestors. They want to get a fungal growth out here. They do catch a nice fungal on the Archons. Another chain fungal there, and now he's going for it. All the Zealots in the front dying almost immediately. Archons and Immortals are good, but when they're this outnumbered, it is good night. And good luck to all of the Immortals and the Archons. Mothership Core gets sniped down, explodes there too, and that's a good game from PtitDrogo. PtitDrogo leaves the game. Lambo's victorious, and PtitDrogo has been defeated. What the heck was that? At first I thought it was like Cyrillic characters, but then it was not. And PtitDrogo is French anyway, so he might have just like rage slammed on his keyboard and then hit the GG. But either way, he GG'd out. He did show the proper respect to Lambo in the position of a losing player in StarCraft 2. So that's it. That's the game. Again, Lambo really making it work with Roach, Hydra, and Fester. Not a Legacy of the Void unit to be seen. PtitDrogo made some adepts, but not that many. He really sat on Archon, Immortal, Zealot, Templar, which was good, but I don't think he had the right positioning there. The fungal growths were really nice in that first big battle up here that Lambo won. Again, not with many units left over, but he definitely won that thing. The Infestors were key. The Hydras in the back were key. The Phoenix did manage to get up there and kill a ton of units, but you can't really count on them to be the saviors of everything when all is said and done. So, well played to Lambo, well played by PtitDrogo. Pretty intense ZVP today, and that's it. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.